Hello interwebs, how are you doing? I'm doing well. As promised, I have my Etsy store open. Now this isn't everything. I'm still planning on putting up cabochons, which if you don't know what that is, this is an example. I also have pendants and cufflinks. This is just an example of the ring, and I have different style rings too, so they won't all look like this. But this is like a cabochon. This is hand painted, and it's glass on top, and then it's fitted in like a faux bronze setting, like a really pretty, I don't know if you can see it, like a really pretty ring. I also have one that looks like a Triforce, but I'm going to be doing Pokeballs, Hearthstones, all sorts of stuff. So this will be really cute. I think I'm going to do a couple like My Little Pony cutie marks. So those will be really fun. Those aren't on my Etsy shop yet. I'm also going to be doing hair bows and a few polymer clay charms. But the first thing I put up on my Etsy shop were these handmade beaded and feather accessories for spirit hoods. And now I should preface this by saying they're kind of expensive. They're going to be $50 a piece, and that's because they take approximately 3 hours of labor to make for each one, and the materials are really high quality and expensive. And also, like, if you go to spirithoods.com, they sell theirs for like $30 to $35, and they're just feathers and chain. Like, that's it. There's nothing like fancy schmancy, and every single one of these is fancy. So I'm going to go through them one by one because on Etsy I didn't like list them all individually. I did them in like clumps because I'm lazy. So I wanted to give you a chance to see each one of them. So this is style 1, and you'll notice that these numbers skip around because I already did sell a couple of them. So that's why they don't go in numerical order. But this is style number 1. Hang on, gotta untangle. Alright. Now every single one of these, this is how this connects to your spirit hood. Now if you have the type of spirit hood that is like one of the old styles that doesn't have the hook thing, you can attach this onto like a hair clip or a safety pin and attach it that way. You could also attach this onto something that's not a spirit hood, but they're intended for spirit hoods. So again, it's got the swivel lobster style clasp, which is really, really nice, really strong. And then this one will start strand by strand. This is what I call the charm strand. It's got a really fancy like silver bead, and then this is chain. These are all hand constructed. Then the piece that holds the charm onto the chain has 2 Austrian crystals. Those are not glass beads, those are Austrian crystals, those are very expensive. And then these are like a brass colored charms, and there is a key, a lock, and like a bronze colored feather, like goldy bronzy. Okay, so that's the charm strand. Then the first strand is the longer strand, and it has these feathers on it, which is like a brown and black striped. And then this black one is actually super pretty in person. It's like a black iridescent, so in the right light it looks green. And then a white feather, and then a little accent feather. It's held on with like a wooden bead, and then a silver bead, and like a second silver bead onto a chain, which has one hand beaded eye pin, which is like some silver faceted beads with glass beads in between, all kind of like coordinating colors. Then the third strand has a peacock feather with a big fancy silver bead and then a small silver bead holding it onto the chain, which also has a very similarly beaded eye pin with the silver faceted beads, and this one actually looks like a rose in person. And then, yeah, so that's what that one looks like. And if you were to have it on a spirit hood, these are nice and long, so when they hook to your spirit hood, they'll hang down pretty far. They look really, really good on spirit hoods. So this is style number 1. There are a lot, so this video is going to be like super long. I don't know if I should apologize or say you're welcome, but it's going to be a long video, so bear with me. This is obviously style number 2. And style number 2 is super pretty. Okay, so we'll start with the charm strand again. Wait, we're not going to do that because that's in the middle. So first strand is a peacock feather, and that is attached by a silver bead, which has a beaded eye pin, and then it's got little green Austrian crystals with silver faceted beads, glass beads, and that silver rose. Then the middle one is the charm strand. This one has, let me flip it over. This one has a butterfly, which this one has a butterfly, and it's held on by more like Austrian crystals and faceted beads in the chain. And then the third one, it actually has 2 beaded sections. Where are we? We're right here. As you can see, it's got more of the green Austrian crystals and faceted beads. Then it's also got like a fancy flowered silver bead. And then it's held on. This is actually a natural pearl, an Austrian crystal, and this is just like an acrylic black bead, which holds on a cluster of these iridescent feathers, which, like, you can see they're black and like kind of green, and then there's a brown accent feather. And that was style number 2. Now style number 3 has already been sold, so we're skipping. We're headed right on to style number 4. Style number 4. And I did some of them natural, and then I did some of them like fun colors, because everybody's different. Everybody has their own personal tastes. So, and these, I'm sure I mentioned it, but I handmade all of these. It took me an obscene amount of time. Starting with the charm, it again has the butterfly charm. This time it has a couple Austrian crystals and some glass beads, but they're pink instead of white. And then at the top it has another Austrian crystal and then 2 of the little green Austrian crystals, and some silver beads and some glass beads. Second chain is got a bead in the middle with like little accent beads, and then the feather on this is another one of those cluster feathers, but this time it's accented with some really fun like blue and yellow and pink, and then there's brown. This feather is, it's got all sorts of things going on. This is really pretty. And then the third strand at the end has, wrong way. It's like a pink and blue feather. There's like some white in there. It's got the polka dots. It's held on. Both of these are held on with a wooden bead and a silver bead and then an Austrian crystal. And then the eye pin matches the other one. So it's got like the faceted bead, the rose bead, and the little glass beads. This one is really pretty. It's one of my favorites. And this is style number 4. Hold on. Violet, you're dreaming. It's okay. See, you're fine. Now style number 5 is also gone, so we're on to style number 6. Violet, stop it. My dog's barking at nothing. I don't even know what her problem is. Do your dogs ever just like wake up and bark for no reason? Mine do. Alright, this one's a little bit longer, but I like it. What do we got? This is the outside one, and this is the one with the charms. As you can see, in the middle, it's got, I hope it's focusing. It's got the eye pin, and this has glass and silver beads. And then this is the charm strand. And these white beads, these are natural freshwater pearls. This is an Austrian crystal, and then the rest of the beads are silver. Then also not real silver. I think they're just silver colored. I don't really know. Then this is an officially licensed Sanrio Hello Kitty charm. I'm probably doing a terrible job showing it. Ah! Stop it. Okay, there we go. There we go. Wait. There we go. Yeah. And then this is a little silver feather. Alright, now we move on to strand number 2. This is like a really long one. It's a little more plain. It's just got like a silver little circular like tubey sort of bead. Then it is a peacock feather with this blue like fluffy stuff. And then one of those iridescent black feathers again that kind of looks like greenish in the right light. It looks really nice with the peacock. Held on by a silver bead, and then if you can see it, that's an Austrian crystal as well. And then the final strand, which has the freshwater pearls and the Austrian crystal. It's held on by 2 wooden beads and 2 small silver beads, and it's blue and black and white, and they're kind of like wispy feathers. And then there's 2 accent feathers. One is black with white polka dots, the other one is black with blue polka dots. So this one's really pretty too. I like how long this one is. This one's like super long. Whoa. Whoa, there we go. This one's like super long. I really like them when they're long because of where they like sit on your hood. The one that I made for myself is really, really long. Alright, so that was style number 6. Now we are moving on to style number 7. Number 7. And, okay. Let's start with this strand. This one has the freshwater pearls and Austrian crystals. Then it has an Austrian crystal and 2 wooden beads, which are holding together a peacock feather, a purple wispy feather, 2 of the iridescent black feathers, and then there's also a brown feather as well, like with black stripes. Then the next one is this one, the other feathered one, which has that same like cylindrical bead. And then this has a little eye pin right above where the feathers are connected, and it's got glass beads and silver beads. And then this is held on again with the wooden, the acrylic, and the natural freshwater pearl, and it's got those Really pretty. These are like the prettiest feathers, and they're so soft. The black iridescent feathers with the brown. And then the charm one is a little bit shorter, and it's also got a natural pearl. And it has like, these are a little bit lighter. These are more of like a silver color, and it's a feather, a lock, and a key. And this one was style number 7. I'm trying to put these away all nicey nice so that they're just ready to go when anybody like buys them. They're just ready to ship. There's Tychus in the background. You see him? He's probably been there the whole time. I wasn't really paying attention. Yesterday he got in so much trouble because Nick had a cheeseburger on his desk and Tychus stole it when Nick wasn't looking. Like, what a little jerk, right? This is style number 8. These are all different too. Like, every single one is different. Like, they might have like some similar things about them, but every single one is unique and handmade and one of a kind. And I couldn't remember how I did them if I tried, so there'll never be another one exactly like it. And on this one, we've got, again, the freshwater pearl, and then some silver faceted and glass beads. This one also has 2 Austrian crystals, and then this one is more like a coppery color, and it's got the feather and the lock and the key. Then on our second strand, we have a plain chain up until this little eye pin, which is glass beads and silver faceted beads, and again with the black iridescent, which is held on by a wood bead and a silver bead. I love these black feathers. They are so pretty. Like, I don't think you really are going to be able to see how awesome they are until you see them in person, because they're just really pretty. And then the second strand has like this really cool, like, Aztec-y looking silver bead, and then it is connected with 2 wooden beads, a silver bead, and an Austrian crystal, and it's just like a smaller cluster of those black feathers. So this one would really match like anything, and it looks very like natural. Someone asked me to make a tutorial on these, and the truth is, like, it's not so much like a tutorial, like, because everyone is individual and unique. You just kind of have to know how to bead eye pins and like get creative with how to get the feathers to stick inside the beads. I usually use like a combination of hot glue and like eye pins, but it kind of just depends on how well the feathers are bound to begin with. So I was gonna do a tutorial on it, but it's just kind of, they take way too long to make to really film a tutorial. The tutorial would be, oh my gosh, like 25 minutes long, even if it was like super speed. Alright, this is the next one, and this one's a more funky one. The first strand has like this silver round fun bead. It's connected with 2 acrylic beads and then a little silver bead at the top. This is one of those black iridescent feathers, and then it's got a purple like fluffy feather and a pink fluffy feather, and then a little accent feather that's black with purple polka dots. Then the next strand has like this silver faceted beads and glass beads, and then it's got it's again that black iridescent feather, a purple puff, and then a peacock feather connected with like 2 little silver beads. And this one has such a pretty strand on it. It's connected right at the top, and it features that freshwater pearl. And then, whoops, eek. Okay. And then it connects to the charm with, again, 2 more freshwater pearls and 2 Austrian crystals. And then the charms are a little sparrow, a little feather, and then another little beaded stick that I did that has another freshwater pearl on it. So this one is really pretty. Like, I think this one's really pretty because it's a mix of like funky but still like kind of tasteful. I guess I don't know how to describe it. Like, I like the mix of like the really bright crazy colors with like the really nice materials like the pearls. So now we're moving on to, I've got 3 left, so I'm actually going through this a little quicker than I thought. This is style number 10. This one is super funky. I think all the rest are kind of funky. Yeah, they are. This one's super funky though. The charm strand has 2 of the green Austrian crystals, and it's also got like blue glass beads and the silver faceted beads. And then again, it's got the green Austrian crystals and like blue and green glass beads. Then it's got the silver feather lock and key. Then the second stick, oh, I got something in my teeth. The second stick has this little beaded stick that fades from blue to green, and then it's held on with like a silver rose and like a dark wood bead. And it is the cluster of the iridescent black feathers with a pink puff, a purple puff, and then a few accent feathers that are black with purple polka dots. Then the third strand Has some Austrian crystals, both the clear and the green. It's held on with a wooden bead, an Austrian crystal, and a silver bead, and then it's got like this really funky like pink and black and blue and purple accent feather. It's really pretty. So this is style number 10. Two more. Okay. This is style 11. Oh, you guys are gonna like love this. You guys are gonna love this. Don't freak out or anything, but you guys are gonna love this. Okay, the first one has this really funky, it's like lime green, purple, pink, black. It's really funky, and it's held on with a wooden and 2 silver beads. Then the stick has like silver and glass beads. Then the second feather is also another funky pink and purple one with the black iridescent feather. And then it's got some silver and wooden beading, and then it has that freshwater pearl and some silver beads, and then this is like the best part. As you can see, it's again got the freshwater pearl, and then it's got like the freshwater pearls on the charm, again with the officially licensed Hello Kitty charm. And then this is like the best charm. I made like this homemade fairy dust. It's like a little glass bottle with a cork with like silver glitter in it, and it looks like fairy dust. I really like it. This is style number 11. I'm going to show you one that's not on Etsy too. Once one of them sells, I'll like put it up in that one's place. Hopefully. I don't really know if I can do that, but I'll show it to you anyways. Then this is style this is style number 12. And again, there's the Austrian crystals and the silver and glass beads. It's held on with a silver bead, and it's got the black iridescent feather, this baby blue puff, and a peacock feather. The second feather strand has the Austrian crystals and the silver beads. It's held with a wood, silver, and Austrian crystal. It's got a blue feather, a brown and black striped feather, and that black iridescent feather. I think this one's really, really pretty. And then the final one has the little stick with the... It's got like silver beads and like little green Austrian crystals and some glass beads. Then on the actual part where the charm is, flip it around. Okay, it's a, okay, oh my gosh, stay. It's a butterfly. It's got a natural pearl, some faceted beads, and some Austrian crystals and some glass beads. And this one's style number 12. And then I haven't put this one up on Etsy yet, but I will. So let me just show you the very last one. I actually think it might be like the funkiest one of all of them too. This is going to be style 13. And the first strand is like a purple puff with, there's like a small black feather kind of for stability, a peacock feather. That's held with 2 acrylic beads and a silver bead, and then a big like silver like kind of statement bead. And then it's also got the little eye pin at the top with some beading. And then the next strand has 2 Austrian crystals and a freshwater pearl. And then it's this really super funky feather again, which we saw before, with 2 wooden beads and 2 silver beads. And the final strand, oh, I'm itchy, which has, I think that's 3 Austrian crystals, some silver faceted beads, and there's 2 more small Austrian crystals here. It again has the sparrow, and then it has the silver feather. And that one is style 13. So that is what I have on my Etsy shop right now. Like I said, I should have cabochons, hair bows, and clay charms very soon. I'm aiming for the end of the month, but being that it's the 22nd already, I'm not making any promises. But hopefully I'll have stuff up that will ship in time for Valentine's Day. The shipping is flat rate. It's $5 to the U.S. Second item or third item, any additional items are free, and it's $10 to outside the U.S. because I ship them in these little like padded envelopes, and they cost I think like 75 cents each. And then the actual shipping cost, plus the post office that I go to is like a half-hour away, so I use like, I don't even want to talk about gas prices, but I try to be very fair with all that. And like I said, I know they are a little bit expensive, but they are one of a kind, and you're not going to get anything like this anywhere else, and they do take several hours each to make. Plus they're made by me. I don't know if you care or not, but That's the thing. I'm going to go because this video is like 20 minutes long. I have links to my Etsy in the information below, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I love you all. You're in my hearts. I'll see you soon. Bye. Goodbye. Goodbye.